We want to welcome everyone to another episode of YuSkool. To all who shall see these present, greetings. Today is Thursday, June 1st, 2023. And there's only 207 more days until Christmas. Also, if you're counting down, 268 days until Almond Blossom. And Almond Blossom is our local fair in our town. So that's what we look forward to. It's our Christmas, basically.
Love it.
And this show will start in the matter of 10, 9, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. This is episode number 142. Allow me to introduce the table. It is me. It's Alan T. at my JOB behind the MIC. We're the station that rules the pools and reaches the beaches. And to my left is the beautiful Cherburt. Cherburt, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And all the way from, where'd you say, Chattanooga, Tennessee?
Yeah, right now I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Where's your hometown?
Williston, South Carolina, actually. It's a really small town, so most people probably never heard of it.
All right, well, welcome to the podcast. We have Cornbread Cowboi. Welcome to the podcast, buddy. I can't believe this is...
glad to be here.
I can't believe this is actually happening.
We're impressed.
Cherie told me when she first saw you, she said, "We're getting him on the podcast." I said, "Go for it." And she did all the work, right?
Well, it's because I watch him all the time. I love all his videos.
She did all the work. She got you on. And tonight, she even bugged you during wings.
Hey, it's all good. I mean, sometimes you gotta yank me around to get me to do these things. I love doing them, but evidently, Cherburt, she's awesome. She's kind of had to, get on me about it because I get asked to go on podcasts a lot, man. But it's just finding the time to do them. Sometimes I'm traveling. Like right now, I'm in a hotel room, but it works out perfect because I'm by myself and y'all got my full attention.
So what are you doing in Chattanooga?
So I haven't been to Chattanooga in a long, long time, and I was heading to Nashville for my friend. You probably all know Hannah Dasher. She's performing at the Grand Ole Opry this weekend, so
wow.
I'm heading there, and the CMA Fest is coming up, so I'm gonna go there, have a little fun and get the full Nashville experience.
And have you been there before?
Yeah, actually, me and my brother took a road trip around the whole United States, and on the way back, we stopped in Nashville, and so I had a little taste of it. We went, Broadway. We went to I got to sing karaoke at Alan Jackson's bar, and we bar hopped a few different bars, and but that was years ago, and now I'm ready to get back in it.
So, let's say Cornbread Cowboi goes to a bar, happens to be karaoke night. What's your number one go-to?
Man. I got a few in my pocket that I like to use, but I'll probably say the one I use the most is Sammy Kershaw Cadillac Style. That's probably the most. I also like to do that's a good. I also like to do a what's that? Where the Green Grass Grows by Tim McGraw.
Oh, hell yeah.
I do. I always do Girls Night Out by the Judds. Every time.
That's a good song. It's sexy, too. When you sing it, it's sexy. It's that level of sexiness. My go-to is, and I've cleared out 3 or 4 bars from it, and I'm talking about downtown San Francisco. You never even call me by my name. Every time. David Allen Coe. That's my go-to.
I love it.
That is my go-to. In fact,
that's awesome.
We threw my son's birthday party 2 weeks ago. So both of my boys, I have a 8-year-old and 10-year-old. Their birthdays are on May 17 and May 18. And we scheduled their birthday at the local pizza parlor on karaoke night. Doesn't get much better than that.
Was that your kid's first time experiencing the old karaoke night?
Second time. Second time. We've brought them there before. But anyways, less about
That's
me,
awesome.
more about you. Where do you get your outfits? I know you've been asked this a million times.
Man, you know, so I'm glad I'm doing this podcast, and I want to do more podcasts because I used to go live sometimes on TikTok, because that's like the first app that I kind of blew up on. You can say blow up. I mean, but I got tired of doing that because I would get asked every single time over and over. That was like the biggest question, where do you get this from? And I'm not a gatekeeper. I try to tell everybody, where to get it. But that is the biggest question I'm always asked. But pretty much, anybody can find the stuff I wear. It's just that I guess, not to sound, I guess I got good at, finding the stuff pretty much. But you can just go on eBay and literally find, old vintage gas station hat, vintage NASCAR. Like, it's just vintage clothes. Is just something that I kind of just always been into, but just I describe it like this right here to people. It's like, okay, when you're a kid, you start out on training wheels, you get a bicycle, but you really, you want to ride a Harley one day, but you can't, you can't afford it. So I describe it as, the older I got, the more my style has evolved to certain things. And, evidently growing up, we didn't have the internet. So you had to basically buy clothes that everybody else had, whether at the mall or Walmart or whatever the hell you was getting it, JCPenney. And once I started discovering, that I could just search and find whatever I wanted, I was like, hell yeah. I want to, that's how I want to dress. Like, that's badass. So
Hey,
eBay's the way to go, man.
it's a great taste. I love the vintage look. In fact, right behind me, I don't know if you can see my Dale Earnhardt jacket. And then,
I see it, man. I see the cowboy hat too.
Oh yeah, that was
Now,
my
is it?
that was my grandfather's sun visor. That's his hat. But and this
Now
was
it looks like that hat. Does that hat have a brim around? I mean, a band around it.
oh yeah, it says "Let's go, Brandon."
That's awesome.
I got that in Mexico.
Hell yeah!
And then this was
God bless USA. God bless Mexico.
this was I feel like this falls into the gas station vintage cheesy look. This hat, right? This my grandfather bought this at a flea market. Mexican made USA hat.
Hell yeah,
It's beautiful. It's even got the leaves on the brim right here. It's a beautiful thing.
dude. That's badass, man. I remember growing up as a kid. We didn't. It was mostly like in a small town, South Carolina. It was mostly half white, half black. But you would see Mexicans sometimes, that work, whatever, and they always, dress to the T, with cowboy stuff. And, when you're a kid, you just didn't get it. But I'm like, man, they were badass. They knew what they were doing. Like, they know how to dress. You know what I mean?
Like the snakeskin boots you always rock.
Yeah, especially Sundays after church.
Oh, yeah, Sunday.
They do.
Yeah,
And then,
the gold chain with the
Yeah.
with the button shirt down to the chest hair down to the middle.
They
of
wore
your,
their nicest outfit
Oh,
on
yeah.
Sunday.
You got to show it out with a gold chain.
and
What kind of pants are you wearing? Like what are the pants that you wear?
So the pants that I wear, so basically you can still buy the pants that I wear. So Wrangler actually makes the pants that I wear. I think they were traditionally called Ranchers, but if you go to their website, they might be under Wrangler dress jeans.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure about that, but they're called Ranchers. But actually, I have them. And I can tell the difference. So I have some that are vintage, and I have a couple pair that's new too, and you can tell the difference. The vintage Wranglers that are the older ones, they fit a little bit better, and you can tell by the threading they're a little different. But you can go to Wrangler website and buy the same style I wear.
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
those are beautiful, and they just pull your whole outfit together with the pants and then your belt that says your name on the back. Oh,
I didn't get
it's
a
like a
picture.
masterpiece.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was with my dad today. He has a couple belts and it says Steve on the back. He's always had his name on his back of his belt. Always.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
And
I love it.
people make fun of him.
Do they really?
Yes.
You know, for Christmas, 4 years ago, I asked Santa for a belt with my name on the back. But you know what? I'll be darned. My belt shrunk. And I can't fit it. It can't fit me anymore.
Your wife must have put it in the washer on warm.
I think she washed it in hot water.
That happens to us all, man. I had a belt like that before. It would barely fit that. I had to get a knife and cut out that extra little hole. But I get you, man.
I found a thing on Amazon that helps you punch a hole through leather. Got me by. The only problem is the tip of my belt doesn't go in the thing. Just kind of sticks out.
Hey, brother, that's why you got to get some like electrical tape or something. Something dark behind it.
How bad do you want to wear the belt? That's what you got to ask yourself. So,
especially with a belt buckle.
I'm rocking a less honking, more tonkin shirt.
Yeah,
okay.
He saw that when he got on. You didn't hear him.
Now, for the viewers, where can they find a shirt like this?
So a lot of viewers are always asking me, where do I get the clothes I wear? So, I tell them where to find it, eBay and stuff. But as an alternative, I have my own merch website, cornbreadcountryclub.com, and it's pretty much clothes like the shirt you have on. A lot of shirts that are basically themed around my content. So it could be something funny like less honking, more tonking, or, just simple, funny, redneck, dumb shit. A lot of stuff that, maybe if you went to Old Navy, they wouldn't have it, or, a lot of stuff you can't just buy in stores. So I try to give a chance for my followers to either, support me, but I don't want to be the guy who, this is my merch, buy my merch. So I decided to come up with stuff that, people would actually want to wear and stuff that I actually like. I'm not just going to slap my logo on a shirt and be like, "Here, y'all buy this." So,
right.
I wanted something that people would like, and when people, "Hey, man, where'd you get that shirt? That's funny," So yeah, cornbreadcountryclub.com, and I started that because, like I said, it sounds even cringe for me to say, but my fan club or whatever you want to call it, Cornbread Cowboi, and then I was like, okay, Cornbread Country Club has a good ring to it, so I started that as my fan club, and that's I guess you could say my apparel company or my merch website. So check it out.
So where did Country Cowboi, where did the name Country Cowboi come from?
Cornbread Cowboi. So
what did I say? Country?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Cornbread Cowboi. Sorry. My bad.
I'm not cool enough to just be Country Cowboi. But so basically, it kind of just sums up my personality, basically how I thought of it was, well, first of all, my name is Ori, which is a unique name anyways. You never hear of an Ori. So I do go by my name. My nickname was Cornbread growing up or anything like that, but I've had to get used to people calling me that. And I'll get back to the origination of the story, but once I started gaining a following and started getting recognized, people be like, "Are you the guy from TikTok or Cornbread?" And I'd be like, "Hey, nice to meet you, sir. What's your name?" "My name is Ori." They'd be like, "Who the hell is Ori?" So I've kind of had to, by default, just that's what people call me. But anyways, when I was, I believe this was at the beginning of COVID when I really started taking my, I call them basically like live action memes. I've always, shared, funny stuff with my friends and family, and whether it was Facebook or typing out funny statuses, compared to like the Cornbread Cowboi stuff. And basically when COVID happened, I just got so damn bored. And that's when I was like, TikTok, that's a bunch of teenage girls dancing. Like, I'm not doing TikTok. But I started seeing some, some country music, old school stuff. And I was like, maybe I could try this out. But I was sitting there and I was like, okay, Cornbread Cowboi. I was thinking like, all right, cornbread, that's like, Southern and stuff and all that. I was like, cowboy. I was like, Yellowstone just got real big. I was like, I don't want to be like, I'm a cowboy guy. Even though I have worked on a cattle farm and I have been a cowboy, and it's not a very glamorous life, even though people portray it as that. Hard work, I don't miss it. But so I thought with an I on the end would make it kind of funny. So I took like a serious cowboy, cowboy vibe, badass, whatever, but with a little comedy, with a little, I on the end to make it funny. And cornbread is like a Southern thing, and it just had it's like a country cowabunga. It's a cornbread cowboy. It has a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has it hits. It's funny. It rolls off the tongue. Cornbread Cowboy.
I
So
love it.
I just thought of it, and boom, it stuck with me.
I love it. And
That's
you
good.
and you have your name on your belt as well, right? On the back of your
Damn
belt.
right I do.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Where did you get? Did you get it as a gift or did you buy it for yourself?
So there's actually a man. I wish I could give him a shout out, but I can't remember everybody's Instagram handle. But damn it, there's a couple people who I actually have like 3 or 4 belts. What it is along with a lot of other stuff. Whenever you know, I guess you could say gain a following, people will want to basically have you. They enjoy your stuff. It's not that they want to give you something for free, but they're like, hey man, I make leather belts. I would love to make you one. Yes, sir, man. That would be super awesome. And heck yeah, dude. Like, I'll promote the hell out of it. Send me a free belt, and that's kind of how it happened. And the guy who made mine, I think his Instagram name is SX Texas Leather CO or something like that. And there's another one. Man, I wish I could give this girl a shout out. But anyways, they just kind of gave them to me as gifts because they
Nice.
enjoy my content, and I was like, I'll give you a shout out. So, and that's how a lot of things happen. When I guess I don't consider myself a social media influencer, um, and I hate that term.
But you're a
Well, I
star.
mean, not I don't hate it. I don't hate it for other people to use it, but for me myself, and I don't want to call myself an internet star or sensation, or I just say, hey, when people ask me what I do, and specifically women, I know this is funny. I'm like, when your husband's on the toilet and he's taking on the John, doing his duties, and if he's in there a little, I was like, I might pop up on his phone every now and then. I was like,
Yes.
that's pretty much what I do.
Yes. Well, you're with me every time I go to the bathroom for whatever that's worth.
Man, how many people have I been with in an intimate moment of doing a number two while
Oh,
they're laughing at my stuff? Maybe I helped them get out a few hard dumps.
right?
Yeah. It always when we scroll across a good one, either Sheree will send it to me or I'll send it to Sheree or we'll send it to like 4 or 5 of our
Oh
friends.
yeah.
It's always good though. It's
Uh-huh.
always a good one.
And when I helped my dad move a little bit today, and I said I gotta go. I have things to do. I have things to do, Dad. And I didn't know for sure if we were gonna do this. And I said I have something lined up, and it might happen. I gotta go. And he said, "What do you gotta go for?" I said, "We're
Hell
doing
yeah.
a podcast. This guy's on the East Coast. I gotta go." And so I said, "This is the guy." And he said, "Let me watch his stuff." And he's cracking up.
Oh no shit. Steve
Oh
liked it.
yeah, he liked it.
Good.
I think what was it, an oyster one you put out today?
Oh yeah, that was the So I actually went to a restaurant here, and they were having oysters, and of course, you're typically not supposed to eat oysters on months unless they end with R. So I didn't. I got the fish and chips, but it just made me think of growing up. I remember being a kid, like hearing like my parents or their friends, going to the oyster bar, which is something you typically don't see anymore. At least I don't. And oyster shooters, and it was just a place to hang out. So and going back to like like your dad likes it or my content, and while we're on the topic, I think why people enjoy it is because not because people have short attention spans, because they do, but instead of watching like a long a movie or like a TV show, or because I feel like movies are less popular now, like series are, they're shorter,
Yeah.
and with people's attention spans, I feel like my videos give them like a whole, whether it's the song choice I use, the outfits, the background, it just gives a whole shebang, everything in one little 10-second reel. So,
Well, it is because where do you get all these vehicles?
so what's funny is man, the comments I get a lot of crazy comments, a lot of supportive comments. But when people are always like, man, this guy's rich. How many vehicles does he own? And what's funny is that as I get asked that question, but lately you've heard the news where you knock on somebody's door, you might get a cat busted in you. So, but how it got started was um, when I was living in Tampa. I lived kind of in on the outskirts of like a old historic, basically Hispanic Cuban neighborhood, and they had there was, and I was just noticing driveways like whether a car was covered up, it was just sitting there, it might have been their Sunday driver. I saw a lot of old classic cars, and I just basically they might be outside and cutting their grass or something. Hey man, you mind if I like get a little quick video with your vehicle? And a lot of them were nice enough, and of course people who collect old classic cars like that, especially when they get older in age, they're proud of it. So a lot of them are like, they don't know who the hell Cornbread Cowboi is, but so I don't own any. The only vehicle that is basically part of my family's will be the red and white truck, which was my grandpa's truck, Henry Bluebell, and he passed away. So the '88 Ford, but most of them are just friends, and now people even reach out to me like, "Hey man, come use my vehicle," or use this, So.
Oh, sweet.
That's a good.
Well, it's kind of like my outfits. Like I was saying, I've always been into vintage, but over time I bought more. The more different vehicles I can use, or the more, different outfits I can have. And I always explain my material. It's kind of like a TV show. Like, let's say if you find a TV show, or let's say if you go watch a movie tonight, great movie, 9 out of 10. How many times are you going to watch that movie again, even though you loved it? Not that many, over your lifetime. But if you find a good TV show you like, you're going to watch every single, the next week's episode, which could be funny. It could be more dramatic. You might not like last week's episode. This person might have. But I try to make mine. That's why I try to post a lot. Is it's kind of like, somebody, it could be wholesome one week. It could be a little raunchy. It's something for everybody in that genre of my niche of the kind of content I post.
Well, I feel like when I watch it, what attracted me to it was the nostalgic feel of it. Mm-hmm. Right?
100%. That's the main, because I'm a very nostalgic person. But yes, sir.
It reminds me of my dad back in the 80s, early 90s. The way he dressed, the way he acted, the attitude that he had. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna punch this guy in the face. I've already had 8 beers, type of thing.
Yeah.
And
then I'm gonna go home and rail my wife.
And also my father like that, but her father. So my father's name is Steve. Her father's name is Steve.
Yep.
They are exactly like that. Like that. Like you captured their personality all in one
to the T.
8-10 second video that you do, right? So that's why it's so nostalgic to me personally, and I feel like Sheree also, because it's like capturing our dad and his attitude, what he would be doing back in 92 or 87, type of thing. So I wanted to show you. That was our dad back then. This is our dad's today, or this was probably not that long ago, less than a year ago.
No, this is your 40th birthday.
Oh, my 40th birthday.
And look at how
Here's these two boys.
Look how they look alike.
Look at those two
mustaches. Damn, they some Cornbread Cowboys for real.
Hey, they're not related, by the way.
Wow.
Yep.
So whenever they've been in jail, they've been mistaken for each other. Like, hey, are you Steve?
Hey, you're Steve, hilarious. Right? Yes, I'm Steve.
Damn.
You're thinking about the wrong Steve.
Yeah, this isn't Thompson.
You're thinking about the Steve that plays on open mic night. Yeah, I'm not the Steve that plays at open mic night.
Yeah, they've been mistaken for each other.
So anyways, those are the two men that I feel like you've kind of captured.
Look at those mustaches.
Oh, yeah, look at that mustache right there. Hey,
yeah.
The thing about
I love how they rejected the modern, a lot of men when they get older, some of them hang on to the looks or the clothes or the mustache, and some of them, get the modern haircut. I'm glad that they still have the kind of the haircuts and the mustaches that they kind of
that feathery haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Still smoke cigs.
Oh yeah. In fact, I might have a cig right now. You mind if I have a cig?
You have a cig. Have a cig.
If I could smoke in this hotel room, I would rip a heater right now.
I got this pack of menthols from her dad, actually. Thanks, Steve.
They're illegal in California, by the way.
Marlboro 100 menthols, right here.
They're illegal in California.
Oh, I hope you don't mind if I smoke.
Wow, really?
I've had a lot of cigarettes today. I went to my dad's house. I inhaled a lot of cigarettes.
There's something country about helping your dad move, too, I feel like, right? That's kind of a thing. That should be part of a song, like a country song.
Yeah.
Help my dad move today.
Yeah. And that's funny you mentioned that, and I always try to make a point because even though I'm from the South, I try to tell people, and you know this kind of look, this is everywhere. It's not a Southern thing; it's a country thing, or even not even that. Like everybody knew an uncle like that, or I don't care if you're in California or Wisconsin, or I have a lot of fans in Canada actually.
Really?
A lot of fans in Canada. But and it's good to see that, a lot of people, because I think a lot of people now they crave a simpler time in life where things, at least they romanticize them with the nostalgia that things were simpler, and which they were. But I'm glad I can bring a joy and happiness to a lot of people. And going back, you're talking about dads and stuff. Man, I've gotten messages from people like this one lady, and it almost brought a tear to my eye. It was during Christmas last year, and she was like, my dad passed away like during the holidays last year, and I can't get in the Christmas spirit, and I've been so depressed. And I discovered your page, and now I'm in the Christmas spirit because you remind me of my dad, and I watch all your videos. And if you know me, like if you watch my videos, and you're kind of, people ask me like, is it a character? Is it you? It's a little bit of both, but at the end of the day, who I am as a person, it brings me joy to bring joy to people, to make people laugh or whatever, and that's really why I enjoy doing it, because I hear stories like that from people. Or, for example, there was this one lady. She was like, our dad was dying. He had some bad illness, and the last and during while he was sick, it brought him and like her estranged brother or somebody. They were in a group chat like when he got sick. They became closer because they would send each other my videos. And the last video that she said her dad sent to her before he passed away that night was one of my videos. And like I got the chills talking about it now. But at the end of the day, deep down, that's what really drives me to do it, is to, for not for selfish reasons, but for reasons that maybe I have a gift, I don't know, or I'm just using what God gave me, my creativeness or whatever the hell it is. And it really, I know y'all probably didn't think this podcast was going to take a kind of turn like that, but deep down, I really enjoy bringing laughter to people.
No, we appreciate that. You're being honest. And that's why we wanted to have you on.
Yeah, we wanted to find out, 'cause we want to see the man behind the cool videos.
Yeah.
Another thing I was wondering is, do you have somebody recording you, or do you have a tripod?
So I have which is sitting up right now with my phone. So, I mean, I've had somebody record me. I'm not going to say 100%, but 99% of the time I record myself. I mean, there's been a time or two where I've been like maybe out in public or something. I just saw opportunity. Somebody was with me, like, and I don't have my tripod with me. Well, you get a little quick video real quick, but I don't like to ask people to do that. When I'm out with people and stuff, I like to enjoy and live in the moment. But when I'm by myself is when I get my creative zone. So I do everything myself. Far as so what I'll do basically is and how it got started was I would basically before I went out, I would just get dressed. I'd go set up my tripod or whatever, and it just evolved into classic cars and this and stuff. But I filmed everything myself, with my tripod.
Okay. Yeah. That's just one question I had, because I'm wondering, are you traveling around with somebody, or you just setting up a tripod and doing it yourself? So
That was my question too.
No, man, I'm a solo guy. I ride solo, man. I'm a lone wolf. But like I said, I've never met a stranger. So everywhere I go, I meet new friends. I feel like, but I do it all lone wolf style, man.
speaking of new friends, we seen you at the races a couple weeks ago, right? Now, is that an opportunity that you got through your Instagram and TikTok personality, or how did that come about?
Yeah. So basically, NASCAR reached out to me, and the Wilkesboro All Star Race is an old track, and a lot of those guys, they love my content. So I believe the guys from Wilkesboro, like kind of like I think when they were like working with NASCAR, like how can we make this event cool? Who can we invite? Yada yada. So they they was like, we got to have Cornbread Cowboi here.
Oh my gosh.
So they got, but I'll tell you what's cool about that, and not the name drop or whatever or brag, but I don't care because I don't have a picture of it. But of course I got to like meet Richard Petty and a lot of other people and stuff. But the coolest moment from that race was I was sitting outside, and I was ripping a heater like right outside the VIP section, and out comes Dale Jr. So I'm like, that's Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he started walking towards me like with his arms out, like walking slow motion like I do in my videos. And I was like, oh, and he gave me a dap, and I was like, dude, hell yeah. And after that, I was like, Dale Earnhardt, like, not only knows who I am, but he's seen my content and he must get a kick out of it because he just imitated me.
Oh man, that's awesome. That is so cool. That's got to be worth everything right there.
Yeah, man, and going back on the whole NASCAR thing, man, I feel like that's my bread and butter because I feel like that audience, because a lot of NASCAR, if you listen to a lot of NASCAR fans, whether they're newer or older, a lot of them are always talking, man, bring back how it was. So a lot of NASCAR fans are nostalgic, anyways, and I feel like in a lot of my videos, I do, and it didn't happen on purpose that way, but I do have a lot of old NASCAR stuff. And I think they resonate with my character a lot because NASCAR is, it's just that those type of fans and stuff. So I really had a good time doing the NASCAR stuff, and I've been to, they invite me to a lot of races. I've been this year. I've been to Daytona, Darlington, and I don't know if you saw it. I got to put my sticker on the side of my buddy Jordan Anderson on the finish here. I got to put my sticker on the side of a car. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. I did see that. And
it didn't bring them any luck though. They wrecked right up early in the race, and the whole car was torn up. And I was like, damn, I brought them bad luck.
So I told my husband, hey, I gotta get this guy on the podcast. Do you think I could take some of that Dale Earnhardt stuff that you got in the garage? He said, don't touch my shit. I gotta send this stuff to Cornbread Cowboi. He said, don't touch my shit.
No shit.
And I said, but you don't touch it. It's just in there. He said, don't touch my shit, Cherie. Don't touch my shit.
That's hilarious.
And I said, but you don't do anything with it. He said, I will know if you touch my shit.
Don't touch my shit, Cherburt.
Don't touch my drum set.
I said, I'm going to send it to him. He said, don't touch my shit.
I put my boobs on your Dale Earnhardt shit.
Yeah.
I should have done that.
You should have.
That's funny.
All right, I want to put on one of your latest ones. Here we go. This one. Heading to the oyster bar for happy hour to take body shots off somebody's old lady. That's what I'm talking about right there. That whole figure, the whole thing.
That sounds so good right now.
The shoes, the pants, the belt buckle, the shirt, the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Wrapped up with the mustache and the sideburns, and the hat just brings it all together. And you got a vintage watch as well, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. All these. Look at that.
And I love when you guys do videos together too. You and Hannah, they're great. That one where you guys went to Red Lobster, that was great. Uh-oh.
Is it off? Hello, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can hear you perfect.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
It was the music was playing. After the video went off, I still heard some music for 5 seconds.
Oh, I must have not turned it off. Sorry about that. Anyway.
No, you're good, buddy. I loved it. Hear it.
All right, I have a few questions for you, and these are just personal questions, just to kind of figure out who Cornbread Cowboi is. How much milk do you drink in 1 week?
How much milk do I drink in 1 week? Man, to be honest with you, I'm not a big I like chocolate milk.
Is that Nestle Quick or Hershey's?
I don't drink. If I like to get the off-brand shit, whatever the local here it's different because I've lived in Florida. I'm in Tennessee now. It's like Coburg but if I had to choose, I would get the Nesquik.
All right, next question. Are you a mayonnaise guy?
By the way, I love YuSkool. That's my jam. But am I a mayonnaise guy?
Are you a mayonnaise guy?
Brother, Duke's mayonnaise. I'm a Duke's mayonnaise household. I take that shit personal.
This guy puts mayonnaise on everything.
Everything.
Like French fries.
Lube it up, baby.
Everything. Everything from tacos, dipping my French fries in it. I eat my steak with mayonnaise.
Gross.
Now, I'm not that. All right, so maybe I'm not a mayonnaise guy after all. But I don't dip my French fries in it or steak but I love but mayonnaise will be a major ingredient. I love a tomato sandwich with mayonnaise and salt and
Ooh.
pepper is
Oh,
probably my favorite go-to quick easy meal besides a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which I love with a glass of milk. If I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly, I will tear up a whole I'll drink the hell out of it.
Half a gallon. Half a gallon of milk. All right, next question. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Do I believe in Bigfoot? I'm trying to answer this how I really feel about the situation. So do I believe in Bigfoot? So you're asking me, do I believe that Bigfoot exists now or did exist? So I'm gonna say that I believe in Bigfoot, but I don't think there's any more Bigfoots left out there. Sadly.
Oh no. All right, just checking. Just letting you know how I feel.
Hold on now. Was that question asked? I'm trying to see how you're gauging me. So do I believe in Bigfoot? Are you asking me because, all right, let's see if this guy's nuts.
No.
Or is this guy a conspiracy theorist?
No, I'm trying to figure out how much we have in common. Because I feel like you're.
So you evidently have a damn video camera in your backyard to track him down. Huh?
There's no forest in the backyard, just almond trees.
I live in I live in the middle of an almond orchard, so there's no Bigfoots around. But Sierra Nevadas are about an hour and a half to the east. So
that's where he's been.
One of the most highly dense populated Bigfoot population besides Washington is in the Sierra Nevadas. All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I'm so damn what's the word? Not gullible, but like if I see somebody drinking an orange soda, I want an orange soda. You're talking about Bigfoot now and all this stuff. After we get done with this podcast, I'm gonna watch 3 hours of Bigfoot on YouTube.
Well, here's my stance on it. I want to believe in Bigfoot so bad that I will buy into whatever. I've had Bigfoot specialists on the podcast.
Yes.
Just because I want to buy into it. Like I want to believe. I want there to be a Bigfoot. In fact, we had Sierra Nevada Miwok tribe specialist on the podcast, and she said that she saw a Bigfoot. And she works for the state of California, she works for the National Forestry. And she said when she saw the Bigfoot, because she only saw it one time, she pulled out her gun and tried to shoot it.
No damn way.
Yep. And I want to believe.
Is that from your experience from like interviewing people? Is that the closest contact or the most not believable? But is that the biggest piece of evidence that you've been told?
Now, remember that fella you had on here?
I had another guy from the Appalachian Mountains named Greg Yost, and he said that he's talked to Bigfoot.
No.
He said that he set out donuts for Bigfoot.
And he heard him.
And Bigfoot went out and ate the donuts, and in Bigfoot's translation, he took it as Bigfoot saying, good donuts. I can't argue with that. Who am I to argue with that? I'm going to take him for his word. I believe he went into a rehab shortly afterwards, but I'm not going to take that away from him. He's a great guy. He is a great guy.
Damn.
I know it. That's
hilarious.
To me, it's like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, Bigfoot. I don't know. We haven't seen them.
Did you see that? Did you see that a recent video of it was a bear in the woods, but it was like it had like rabies or something, the mange, and it like lost all its. Does a bear have fur or is it hair? A bear has fur.
Yeah, it has fur.
Yeah, probably fur.
Okay.
I'm not a scientist.
But so it lost all its fur, so it looked like if a bear was like trying to stand on his hind legs for whatever reason,
And he was naked.
that I could see how somebody could mistake it for Bigfoot.
Oh, it was a naked bear.
Did the bear have a tan?
It looked pretty damn gross.
I can imagine. Probably a lot of wrinkly skin.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyways,
Yeah, and it was the summertime, so they weren't hibernating. So it was kind of already, looking sickly. It was.
I'm gonna look that up.
so on another subject, so that way we don't get carried away with Bigfoot all night long.
Next question.
How many people do you get suggesting to you ideas of what you should say on your TikToks and Instagrams? Do you get that quite a bit?
Man, I do. And you know what? Even though, I take inspiration from, my life, others' lives, just everything. I take every experience I get, I take inspiration from, and that includes suggestions because somebody might mention something that maybe I forgot about, like for example, like maybe something that I'm not thinking of, like a certain kind of store that doesn't no longer exist, or like oh, okay, I did that too. So I don't mind suggestions because I like to interact, and I feel bad for calling people followers or fans. They're almost like part of my whole content. Like the people who comment. I'm very interactive with. I've never been a person that's too cool for something or anything like that. So anybody who tries to suggest or something, I will evidently I won't use it per se, but sure, some of it I can take inspiration from. And if you got a good idea, hey, if that's a good idea, maybe I can take it and twist it, or maybe down the road I might think of adding a small part to that. But I'm always open to suggestion. But from the main thing comes from all up here myself. So, but sure, why not?
So are you open to one of my suggestions or toss-ins or just something?
I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know, y'all have a good vibe, so whatever y'all suggest, I'm open heart and open mind. So talk to me,
I feel like we're kind of on the same frequency. So I'm just gonna toss this one out. All right, and you can throw it away. You can laugh at it. You can say that's stupid. You can say whatever you want.
It won't hurt his feelings. He drives around in a truck a lot, so he's just thinking.
All I do is think. So this one, I'm thinking you come out of a place and you get a little drunk somewhere randomly, right? So like maybe you're coming out of the bowling alley, or you're coming out of a local pub or bar or something, and it says, "Just got my snoot wet before my kid's birthday party. Gonna mad dog his new stepdad the whole time." Huh? Yeah.
See, the reason why I like that is every 2 to 3 words in that is just a great is a knockout punch. I give that at least a 8.3 out of 10 right there, buddy.
Whoa. Whoa, I was not expecting that. I was expecting.
Yeah. He read that to me before we got on, so.
I'm thinking like a Tanya Tucker song in the background.
So you started it off with birthday scenario, and then you ended it mad dog and some and not even a dad or a stepdad. See, that's just
So
you did it, brother.
So with I don't know if you ever heard of someone getting their snoot wet. Like gonna go get your snoot wet means you're gonna go get a little buzz.
Wet your whistle.
Wet your whistle.
Yeah. So, like your snoot, like your mouth.
Yeah.
Just got my snoot wet before my kid's birthday party. So that's all good. But you shouldn't be getting drunk before your kid's birthday party. So that's already irresponsible. No, and then you're going to mad dog. It's irresponsible. Then you're going to mad dog his new stepdad, meaning that you're divorced, and you kind of live a trashy life to where you're divorced. It's kind of what I'm thinking. That's where I'm kind of thinking. I don't know if you're going to play like a Tanya Tucker song in the background, a Randy Travis song. Shania Twain.
Hey, Alan, did this
Conway
happen?
Twitty.
Alan, did this happen to you?
It might have happened in my real life. It might have happened in my real life.
This is very personal to you. I need to make sure I don't mess this up for you.
Actually, it was probably Christmas. Gonna go get my snoot wet before Christmas party at Christmas
Yeah.
with the family, and Mad Dog, my son's my wife's new boyfriend the whole time, type of thing. I don't know.
See, and you know what?
Just
And I
spitballing.
love that, and that brings me to another a topic that I would love to share with y'all is you know, everybody has different regionally has different slang for stuff, and that's awesome. And and I've worked around, and when I work construction, I work for people from all over and learn a different lot. But going off that, that's an also because some people don't get some things I say, and some people do sometimes because it's a different slang for regionally. But that's another reason it brings me back. So evidently, I've always been like an entertaining person, and I'm a very social person. I'm never been socially shy at all by any means. But I don't talk in my videos, and one reason why I don't is because I have a certain Southern dialect. So let's say if you grew up in California like you did, or Minnesota or Wisconsin, if I start talking in my videos, the imagination you had from reading them and seeing all the stuff and the song, it's like reading a book. If I give both of y'all a book and a couple other people, and we all read, our own imagination takes off from the words you're reading. So the reason why I don't talk in my videos is so everybody, because like if it reminds you of your uncle or somebody, if I talk, I might mess up that imagination and that nostalgia for you. So that's why I never talk in my little.
That
Just a
makes
little fact for you.
that makes complete sense.
It does.
That's not overthinking it, but I would have never thought about that. That's a great.
It is.
That's
Well, I think it surprises people. Like I wouldn't say I've never been book smart, but I'm just. I guess you use the term self smart.
Street smart. It's street smart.
Yeah,
street
I'm
smart.
streets. I think I know what people like to a certain degree. I guess I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know.
Now
But I feel like
you got
I
a
do.
niche, and you kind of dialed in your niche, and you hit a grand slam with your niche, and I think that's where your following is, and I think that's where it came from, and it's probably going to keep going for a long time because you got it. You can't stop with it. You just got to keep rolling with it. So I applaud you for it.
Yeah, man. So that is very true. And um, I'm not sure if y'all had a question about this, but what my goal is to do is of course keep making these, but I want to, and I'm starting to do that, but I want to take my online presence and translate it into real life. Like for example, um, I've done a few MC at some concerts for like country music artists. I have a for all the people listening out there watching this, I'm hosting a country music festival in Nashville, Tennessee, September 7th to the 10th. It's called Honky Tonk Homecoming. So if you go to honkytonkhomecoming.com, you can read all about it. But basically, I'm gonna be hosting it and emceeing it or whatever, and it's gonna be like Trey Sack and Sammy Kershaw, a lot of the Joe D Messina, just a lot of Shenandoah, a lot of older country artists. So I'm starting to do that. I'm starting to do stuff with NASCAR. Basically, any kind of, you can just say any kind of redneck or rural or people who like my stuff. If this stuff they like, I'm trying to branch out in real life and do like stuff that is applicable for me to make a income in the future in the entertainment industry.
I like it. I wish there was more of that out here. There's not really that kind of stuff out here for us. Not that we're really entertainers.
What do you mean?
There's not really entertainment stuff out here for us to do.
Not
Yeah,
like,
I think a lot of people. Like, hold on, what part of California are y'all in?
We're in Central California, right in the middle.
kind of by
But isn't
Modesto.
there? I want to say, is it Central or Northern California where I think dirt track racing is big and the rodeos and all that stuff?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're right here. Yeah. We got Oakdale to the east of us. They claim to be the cowboy capital of the world. We got the Sierra Nevadas. We got all kinds of racing up in Stockton.
That's ghetto.
It's a little ghetto, but it's dirt track stuff, and the whole Central Valley's dirt track, where you can get a cheap 16-ounce beer. You can still smoke in the stands, type of thing.
Well, Sherbert, I mean, you're hanging out with his stud right here. He's entertaining as hell.
He is.
I mean,
Yes.
by God, I would have fun just hanging out with them, less honking, more talking all day.
Right? No, we do, especially in the garage, like the just regular Friday nights when we're just hanging out. And that's why this podcast started, because he said, why not just like record our conversations? Like we have funny conversations. Let's just start recording each other.
And we have stupid ideas. Let's talk about it.
And it turned into something kind of bigger than it was.
I brought you a couple more beers, by the way.
Thank you.
She's drinking Bud Light Seltzer, by the way.
That's because that's all he has.
I'll say, y'all are very friendly and patient, because sometimes I get too excited about stuff and I hate talking over people. And that's why I'm glad we did this video, because me and my buddy did a podcast and it was hard because you're on the phone and you know, they're trying to talk. Now I can see y'all and I can feel your energy more. And y'all definitely have like a friendly, patient energy with me, but creative and fun. And I'm having a good time.
Oh, thank you.
Good. I love it.
I'm glad that you took the time to do this.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I do have a question. So say you're a little buzzed. You've wet your whistle a couple times.
Getting your snoot wet.
Yeah. And you go into like, I don't know what they call the mini marts over there. We have like AM PMs or, you know, mini marts.
The Piggly Wiggly.
Okay.
What is your go-to like snack? And you're, you know, like, oh, I've got the munchies. I got to get something. I'm a little buzzed.
Okay. So, definitely some pork skins.
Okay.
Ooh,
And
chicharrones.
a hot pickled sausage. So what I would do, this is like really my go-to, is a hot pickled sausage. So, some people call them, it's like chicharrones or whatever. I call them pork skins, whatever.
Okay.
Usually I get like the barbecue, hot barbecue flavor, but I'll do whatever. But yeah, so the hot pickled sausage, the pork skins, a honey bun for dessert, and a Mountain Dew. That's like my go-to.
Honey buns. And my other question was, you don't get indigestion?
Oh yeah, I have to take acid reflux medicine every single day.
Okay. I was like, damn, you're lucky. The older I'm getting, it's awful. You go to bed and you lay down all the way and you're like, shit, why did I eat that?
Self-prescribed.
You know what's
mayonnaise.
funny about that? I try not to, like you said, that's like I don't eat healthy by any means. I eat a lot of, burgers and stuff. I don't eat the healthiest. But those snacks are far less in between than they used to be, because for reasons you mentioned. Or also I've noticed, and I've gotten older, I'm more sensitive to caffeine. So if I drink caffeine like late at night, I'll be up all night.
Yeah. So you watch other people's videos on TikTok and Instagram and all of that. Have you seen Trailer Trash Tammy?
Oh God, I love Chelsea Lynn.
Have you met Chelsea Lynn?
Yeah, I actually have.
No way.
Actually, you know what? I will say this. I think Chelsea Lynn is the first internet famous person who, I guess you could say, discovered me. Because when I started posting, she would share my stuff, and then people would send it to me like, dude, Chelsea Lynn shared. I was like, what? I was like, Trailer Park Trip. The girl's like, I need a cigarette. I remember when she first got started. And then, she blew up, and then she started doing comedy. So she invited me to one of her comedy shows, and man, I'll tell you how that turned out. That was so she's a sweetheart, and I love her. But we were supposed to so she did 2 shows, and I was supposed to meet her, at the beginning of her first show, but she was doing a meet and greet, so she couldn't. There was like, oh, she's busy. She messaged me. She was like, I'll get you in between the shows if she has time. So basically, I sat through the first show, and then after the second show, I got to meet her. So I had been drinking for like 3 hours, and I hate when that happens, but it happens. And I was a little tore up, and I had a friend with me, and we went back there, and I was just fucked up, and and I remember I brought her like some beef jerky, and I brought her some chocolate, and I was scared it was gonna melt, and there was like this. I don't know, this guy that was at the door. I think he was like autistic or something. I gave him all the candy, and he loved the hell out of it. And I gave her some local honey. And I remember after that she was like, she got like a sore throat. She drank the honey. Anyway, she's a sweetheart. And Libby, man, they are hilarious.
So you hung out with them?
I guess you could call it hanging out. They just invited me back to the green room. We just basically got to hug, take pictures. How you doing? I love your stuff, man. Just little quick stuff.
I am thoroughly jealous. So I have a lot in common with her. I listen to her podcast every Tuesday. And when I slick my hair back, I can actually kind of look like her.
Can you do an impression of
No,
her?
I'm not going to do
No,
it.
just do it quickly. Like,
But
Do it.
just do it. Cornbread Cowboi is asking you to do it.
no,
Yes.
I can't.
Oh my goodness.
I don't have a cigarette.
Here you
No,
go.
I can't. We don't have a cigarette.
Hey.
Here's a fake one.
She is great. She's freaking great. I want to be her.
She's pretty awesome.
Great role
Like when she
model.
comes back here to California, I'm seeing her next time. She's great. She has the best personality.
Have you ever reached out to
She
her?
does. And you know what? And in real life, I've met some, people, whatever. And she is genuine and she really loves, she's really genuine. I can just tell how she interacted with her fans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have a lot in common because her stuff is kind of I think she's from Oklahoma and she kind of, grew up kind of a very small town just like I did. And for the same reason, I think people like my stuff. They like hers, except she has took her career to another level by doing stand up, which is something that I haven't gotten to, and I just haven't had a very high interest of doing stand up for the simple fact that I feel like nowadays, hell, you can just do it sitting in front of in front of your phone. You don't have to travel and do that. But it's good to meet your fans per se, so I guess it's good for that, and I guess it's good financially too. But anyway, she's done very well taking her trailer trash Tammy character and turning it and monetizing it.
I know when people say, you're the cockroach girl that takes a cockroach out with her boob.
Yeah, and slams her tit on it.
The Mexican restaurant and then just keeps eating.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that was great.
She's
She
so
does it.
sexy.
Yep.
She's so sexy.
How about the first one that I ever saw was, and it probably was her first one that really went viral, was the Reba one with the kid hanging on her side, and she's being interviewed, and it's like, cops kicking down door, like, what the fuck? She's great.
Yeah, she is great. I tell you, what, my favorite page. I probably have a bunch of ones, but my Bubby Child, my little Bubby Child.
No. I don't know that one.
Do you have your phone on you? Can you pull it up on your phone?
Yeah. Because yours can go on there, right?
Yeah.
I think the page on Instagram is called. I think it's called My Little Bubby Child, like BUBBY. I'm sure you've seen it.
My Little Bubby Child. It's on.
I think it's My Little Bubby Child or Bubby Child, and it's basically like these little cartoon draws and something in their videos too. You have to follow this page. It's definitely one of my favorite pages.
Bubby Child.
I think it's under Bubby Child or My Little Bubby Child.
Oh, Little
Bubby Child.
Little Bubby Child.
Is that what it is?
Yep. Where is it? Oh, there it is. This one?
Yes, dude. Follow that page.
Following right now. Boom.
Are you on
Follow.
Insta?
Dude,
I'm on the Insta.
they are freaking hilarious.
There it is. Okay. Following.
All right, I just followed it.
Like how much time a day do you spend on your phone? A lot.
Too much. But you know what? I will say this. So evidently, I do this full time now. So I tried for so long. When I started, because I guess you could say, at the end of last year, I think I had maybe 3,000 followers on Instagram, maybe 7. But when I hit 10,000, I hit 30. And now it's 6 months later, and I have I know I hit 350,000 on Instagram. And I will say that too. Like TikTok, I never really was like, because I feel like it's harder to get followers on Instagram because you have to put more effort into following somebody or something. I don't know. TikTok is, so some people you can get lucky and go viral here and there, but TikTok is weird. It's up and down, the algorithms, all that. But it's easy to follow somebody on TikTok, but I didn't take it that serious. I mean, I was doing it, having fun with it. I never did it to become famous or make money. I was doing it because I was having fun. I was like, people are enjoying it, so I started doing more and more. But I got to a point where I was like, holy shit, I might could do something with this. So I cut back my hours at work, and I wasn't working at night no more. It was just during the daytime. I worked at a barbecue smokehouse like restaurant for like 7 years, and basically I got to a point where I was missing out on opportunities like getting invited to maybe meet like somebody famous maybe I got invited to a country music concert somewhere here or there. All these opportunities I was missing out on because I wouldn't take off work. And it just got to the point where I was trying to do them both, and I was so stressed out because once I started treating it like a job and like always posting like almost every day, it was just. And then once I started getting to the point where I was making more than what my normal job was paying, which I've never been rich my whole life at all. Still not at all by any means. But once I got to the point, because I was living paycheck to paycheck pretty much. Once I got to the point where I was making, more than what my job was paying, I was like, why don't I take a risk now? I'm 36 years old. Why don't I see what this can do? And I was like, I'll give it a year or two, and if it keeps doing well, and then if not, hell, what did I lose out on anything? I can just go back to work, But so far, well, it has done. I quit, I think, December, and so far it has done pretty well for me.
So you're able to make a full-time job out of it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Sweet.
Awesome.
You're-
That's like a dream come true.
Yeah. Yes and no. There's pros and cons to it. So I enjoyed working. I didn't ever want to quit my job because my job. The reason I did construction, a lot of labor jobs. But when I moved to Tampa, Florida, I was always a people person growing up, and I just wasn't in the right. So I started this job as a restaurant, and I wasn't like a cook or they always said I was like the mascot of the place, but basically when you walked in, I was a meat carver pretty much. They tried to label me a pit master. Basically what I did was you walked in, I greeted all the guests, and I would cut your brisket, cut your ribs, any meat or sandwich that needed to be made to deal with the meat. I prepared it right in front of you, and I got to know every guest by their name, what they like to eat. It was basically like stand-up comedy for me.
Mm.
And,
give me some meat, Daddy.
Man, they loved me, and I loved them, and I really enjoyed doing that. And I didn't want to quit, and it made me sad, but I was like, I can't financially, with inflation going on. I was living in Tampa, and I was like, man, I can't live like this the rest of my life. I was like, yeah, I enjoy doing this, but I had to take a risk, but there's pros and cons to it. I miss the social interaction I get with people because I'm a social person. And hey, so what flavor is that seltzer you're drinking?
Ugh, it's the worst kind, black cherry.
Oh, that's
well, I'm gonna tell you what I do is whenever somebody like gave me a seltzer or was drinking them, and I would just take a flavored vodka and just sip a little off the top and pour a little flavored vodka in there, and it's like a stronger, seltzer, and it's get you, pretty tore up.
I don't know what it is, but lately beer just tastes awful. I had one at work the other day. My boss put one on my desk, and I said, "Ugh, what do you do with this beer? Do you leave it in the car for a while and then put it in the fridge?" And he's like, "No, I don't do that to beer." And so I don't know why beer just doesn't taste good.
So you don't like black cherry seltzer?
No.
Do you want me to get you a different one?
No, it's okay. I can't get drunk tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's funny. That happened to me the other night. I was drinking this beer, and I was like, man, this beer tastes skunk to me. Like, what the hell? So my buddy drank it, and he was like, no, it don't. And I shouldn't have trusted him anyways because he stumbled out there and I think busted his ass about 20 minutes later. But that was like my first beer tonight. But I was like, this beer tastes skunk. So it just happens sometimes. I think you get like some bad beer that throws you off for a while. You got to switch to liquor or something,
I did. On Mother's Day, I switched to Stella Artois, and it tasted gross too.
Well, happy late Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers. You know what they call... By the way, it's bad luck to cheers and not drink after the cheers.
Thank you.
So you know what they call, like, say you mix the White Claw with a little bit of vodka and that's your mixer? That's called the Power Claw. You know?
The Power Claw?
Power Claw. Yeah.
I love that. Dude, you're on roll tonight. You're mad dogging somebody. You're power clawing somebody.
Well, earlier we call when you got a drink over there, roll it over there. You're
So say you're taking a drink.
Okay.
And it's empty. Hear it? It's empty.
That's called the Manteca Rattler. The only reason why it's called Manteca is because the Manteca Rattler is because we have a really shithole town to the north of us, and it's our way of making fun of the town to the north of us, saying, I got nothing in my drink. It's a shit drink. So it's called the old Manteca Rattler.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Like, it's kind of like, I remember when you've heard that, like when you take a dump, like I'm about to go take an owl. Like, I'll be back.
So I call it, I got a buddy, let's say his name is Craig and his last name's Dendulk. I'll say, I just took a Craig and wiped my Dendulk.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he doesn't really like that one too much, but hey, what are you going to do?
What are you gonna
But you
do?
could do that with anything, right? I could say, I just took a Cherie and wiped my Machado,
Yeah, you're right.
you know? Or I just took an Allen and wiped my Thompson. You know, you could do anything.
Do you
with
like Cherburt ice cream?
Oh yes, I do actually. So
I haven't had it in a long time.
it is good. My last name was Burton. So this guy came up with Cherburt. So it's Cherie, my first name, and then Burton was my last name. So he came up with Cherburt.
Sherbert. Old Sherbert.
That's great. I love nicknames.
Yeah, old Sherbert.
Oh, Cherburt. So he still calls me that, even though that's not my name. But it's okay.
I've been calling you that since like 2003,
Yeah.
probably.
So that's what he calls me on the podcast.
Sherbert. And no offense to your married name, Machado.
That's okay.
But-
I'm not really Portuguese, just Portuguese by injection.
She speaks
Damn.
Portuguese, though. She speaks fluent Portuguese.
No, I don't.
Yeah, tell
hilarious.
him you're a good-looking man in Portuguese. You know how to say that?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
never mind. Put you on the spot there. How about you say, Alan, shut up?
Cala boca.
There you go. See? Fluent Portuguese right there.
Calaboca.
Hey, so I got a quick question for you. And it's kind of a controversy around here. Because around here, a lot of people like older country music. And I know you enjoy older country music. But I'm splitting hairs at this point. Because I'm torn. And I kind of like Morgan Wallen. And I hate to say that, but I kind of like Morgan Wallen. How is it in your neck of the woods, your area? How do you feel? How do people feel about Morgan Wallen?
Well, I'm gonna try to answer this question like as sincere as I can. I mean, Morgan Wallen is, I'd say, probably the number one listened to country singer of today's country music, and for a reason. He's very talented. He but evidently I feel like how do I say this the right way? Because I'm not trying to diss him in all whatsoever because he's very talented. But I feel like anybody who's in mainstream, whether it could be not just Morgan Wallen or a singer or even country music, it could be an actor, it could be a TV show. The audience I feel like of him is probably 16 to 28 is probably his hugest part of his audience, but I'm not taking away from him. He's very talented. Now, me personally, there's some songs that he has that I like, but I don't really hardly ever listen to him. I used to more when he first came out more. I tell you what, I like listening a lot to his live stuff, because for me personally, I feel like a lot of times, especially during COVID when he started like blowing up, he would release a song on like hey, I'm coming out with a song, and it would be acoustic. And when he would release it on his album, to me it sounded way overproduced and very pop country. And going back on that, listen, I'm not a huge fan of pop country at all. Some of the songs are good, some of them are catchy, like Dan and Shay. They're not country, but they have a couple songs that's kind of catchy and good, like Tequila. I love that song. But just because I like it, I don't think it's like real country. And I don't want to sound like an old grumpy guy. Like, that's not country. So I'm just going to say that he's very talented, and I can see why a lot of people like him. And I like him too. I don't love his music like everybody else does, or a lot of these new country artists. I don't relate to them. I'm older, but they're not making it for me. But that's kind of how I feel on it.
So it's the feeling's kind of mutual from where you are right now to where we are right now. I feel like there's the same vibe. There's a group of guys my age, your age, that are kind of scared to like him. You wouldn't turn it on with your buddies, right? But you're driving along in your car, you might turn it on. But if I'm with my guys, I'm not going to turn on Morgan Wallen. I'm turning on Alan Jackson, Sammy Kershaw.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Confederate Railroad before I turn on some Morgan Wallen. And I went to a Morgan Wallen concert last year with my kids, and they loved it.
Yeah, dude, I would most certainly go. Like I said, he's very talented. But he's smart too. I mean, when you're a musician like on his level, you're a businessman. Like, it's kind of like me. I'm not gonna like the videos I make that got me popular. I'm not gonna go away from that and do something totally different. So he does what he likes, and also he definitely has people surrounding him. Like, this is what your audience likes too. So you kind of become, he's Morgan Wallen. He can do whatever he wants, and it's probably going to be good. But I think he's very talented, and there's some songs he likes. But like, for example, like the new album, I don't think I have even listened to it. But I can see why a lot of people like it. But like I said, I feel like, if you watch videos of his concerts, it's the crowd is mostly like high school, college age kids, and that's people who's listening. That's what's making you money. So who cares? But like you said, me personally, I'd rather spend my time listening to Alan Jackson or Travis Tritt, stuff like that.
Well, I started following your Spotify playlist.
You have a Spotify playlist?
He does. I started following it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Listen to it at work.
Yeah, so it's mostly older country, but I have some like 90s and 2000s stuff on there too.
Well, that's old.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
It's 2023.
Like you think it was like, oh, that's not old. Like, whole shit, that was like
20 years ago.
30 years ago. Wow.
It is old.
Starts off with Merle Haggard.
Yeah. What year did you graduate high school?
Me?
Yeah.
Why don't you take a guess?
He's 38.
So
that's
No, I'm 36.
36. So that's
you already know how old I am.
You're 2000.
I graduated 2004.
Okay.
my math would have never got that right.
I was going to guess 2003. I graduated.
2004.
I graduated in 1998.
Can I just go down?
98.
Can I just go down your
I
playlist?
think I was in 7th or 8th grade. Then.
Oh shit!
I think
All right.
7th.
Starts off with Silver Wings.
Yeah,
Then What Kind of Fool
Leroy
Do You Think I Am?
it's good.
Are the Good Times Really Over?
Parnell, baby.
Whoop.
Elvira. Oh man, that's a great song to do karaoke. If Heaven Ain't a Lot Like Dixie. Oh, that's a Hank Williams Jr. song. Man, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, is Dinosaur on this playlist?
Yeah, you bet your bottom dollar it is, and if it ain't, I need to add it. But
Hey,
I'm a dinosaur.
Hey, just so you know, I don't think Al told you.
What's that?
He's a DJ as well.
I am a well,
He's a DJ.
for weddings,
But
and
I mean,
dude,
right.
that is the best kind of DJ that exists of all time.
I just retired.
Well, he's taking some time off, but
My last year, I did 16 weddings in about 5-6 months over the wedding season, and it was a little bit too much. It was overwhelming. I spent a lot of time, partying and not with my kids and family. So
Yeah.
I had to take a little
Yeah,
break.
man.
Had to reevaluate
I
his
can
life.
understand that.
But I was pretty popular with the married age group. I was fitting in pretty good. I was staying late.
Yeah.
Driving home with a little buzz on with my gear.
Hey.
And high fiving the best man at the end of the night and getting phone numbers saying I'll call you, making great drunk plans at the end of the night. But all those, the next morning you wake up, you're like, shit, I just told him I'd go bowling in the morning. Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Dude, I know, man. It's hard to be a rodeo man like that and have a normal life at times.
Rodeo.
Oh, rodeo man. Yeah, the old rodeo man. I like that.
It's hard on like it's even hard for me. Like even now, man, it's hard for me to, it's hard for me to, like have like normal relationships that I would have in the past. It kind of takes over your life. Even I mean, I sound like I'm in some kind of like I'm a movie star or something. But even just the stuff that I do, it takes a lot of your time. In your free time. Where, for example, since I don't work during the week, on the weekends is a lot of times where I do a lot of stuff and travel and go to stuff. So, I've developed a lot of good relationships with people, but like a normal, it's hard to have have a girlfriend and stuff like that. Evidently I'm single, I don't have any kids. It's just hard to do that.
So are you saying you don't have a girlfriend?
Nope.
He's single, ladies. He's single. Oh, Cherie. Huh, Sherburt? Huh?
She got some of that orange and lime sherbet.
All right, I got one of my last questions, and it's not a very good question, but you're in the heart.
Okay.
You're in the heart of Cracker Barrel country. When was the last time you ate at a Cracker Barrel?
Oh, I ate a Cracker Barrel. When was that? 3 weeks ago, maybe?
3 weeks ago? Did you get breakfast at lunch or dinner?
Yeah, you know what? I usually always get breakfast, but the older I've gotten, I've took more risk, and I very much enjoy their they have good specials and stuff like the chicken and dumplings are really good. The fried chicken. I think they quit doing the fried chicken on the bone. I think I have like the fried chicken. What was it?
Boneless?
Yeah, it was like the boneless fried chicken. Yeah, that shit was good. So, but I usually like to go there for breakfast. But I will say this: a lot of restaurants, especially chain restaurant, since COVID, the quality has just dropped tremendously. So, it's more so that I romanticize. It's nostalgic growing up eating a Cracker Barrel with your family. So, it's not the same, but I still enjoy going to Cracker Barrel for sure.
So my last Cracker Barrel experience was in 2001. I got chicken fried steak. This is 3 weeks after 9/11. I got chicken fried steak.
Where at though? What location?
I was in Missouri.
Oh, Missouri.
I was stationed in Fort Leonard Wood. I was going to my buddy's house. He lived right between Knoxville and Nashville, right in between. Like if you were to just drive down the highway south from Missouri, it was like right there. So we went there. I ripped a heater inside. You could still smoke inside. And I believe we got a tattoo. And then we drove to Nashville. It was like a thing. It was a long weekend. So, so that was the last time I was in a Cracker Barrel. I got a chicken fried steak.
So my thing is that you want to mad dog somebody's stepdad at a birthday party, but you didn't fail to mention how you ripped the heater and got a tattoo Cracker Barrel and drove to Nashville, dude. That's like a way better deal.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we went to. I was probably 19 years old that time. My buddy lived in Tennessee, and he said, "Hey, let's go back home. We're gonna go do like a high school party with all my buddies." And we went back. We watched a Friday night football game, and we had a long '96 weekend. Went to a football game, and then we went out and drank a bunch of beers that night with a bunch of his old buddies. And then we stayed at his parents' house, of all things, after that. and it was like I felt like it was a Kenny Chesney song, right?
Dude, that old Kenny Chesney. Dude, I love the old Kenny Chesney.
Can I tell you about my last experience at Cracker Barrel?
Oh yes.
I want to hear it.
Okay, I've never been in my whole life. I've always wanted to go.
Oh, you've never been?
Never been. Ever. So my neighbor and I, we drive up to Sacramento to go shopping. And this is about 3 months ago. 3 months ago. We walk into the one in Sacramento.
There's one in Sacramento?
There's one in Sacramento.
Oh, boy.
We walk in, and I'm like, oh, this is a gift shop. This is cool. We're going to have to look at these things. There's a lot of knickknacks in here.
Knick-knack Central.
Let's look at the knickknacks when we're done. We're hungry right now. As we're walking in,
Oh, yeah.
we see people like in wheelchairs, like really, really very large people. I'm talking like they need they need like extra chairs to seat their whole bottoms.
Well, that's when you know it's good, though.
Okay. So
Yes.
the smells are a little weird.
Strong.
So we go sit down, we get some water. We're looking at the menu. We look at each other and we're like, should we leave? So we get up and we run out.
So,
It was so gross.
hold on. Well, that makes sense, but let me ask you, what time of the day did you go there?
It was lunchtime. It was like,
Okay, yeah, some lunch crowd brings a little. So I feel like for me, like a lot of families that travel, because a lot of Crackle Barrels they're off like the interstate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you have people who come there. So sometime lunchtime during the week can bring a weird crowd, I can imagine. But I will say this: it's like a lot of restaurants. Once you take a restaurant out of like where the normal traditional, I don't know how big Crackle Barrel is there, but I guess in like more rural areas it's more popular. So maybe I could see why it would bring a weird crowd in certain places. I don't know, but
I think I'd
That's
rather
funny
try
you
it.
laugh.
I'd rather try it back east. I don't think it's good here.
It's
It's not
now
good
did you
here.
play? They had a little golf tee game on the table.
No.
yes.
No.
For me, it was. It was the triangle.
Yeah, but what I'm saying when she went, she said
Oh.
it might have not been on the table. That's how you know it wasn't a damn good Crackle Barrel.
It was so gross. It was so gross and dirty, and it smelled. It was so gross. Like we had to get up and leave. It was gross.
Well, did you sit in the
because-
smoking section? Because that's where I sat.
Yeah.
And I played the
what
tea
happened
game.
with your experience is so Crackle Barrel evidently is pretty big for business, and you went recently. Now, like I said, restaurants they're hard to find employees. So I can imagine that a Crackle Barrel after breakfast hours, people are ready to get the hell out of there. So people probably left. Stuff didn't get cleaned up good. I could definitely see how that happened, and it's sad to see. Not just Crackle Barrel, but a lot of restaurants in general. I mean, they're just not. You get like it's expensive. You don't get the goodest quality. You don't get a bigger portion. It's sad to see what's mom and pops don't exist like they used to. But
I know.
but
I really wanted to try it. I was so excited to try it, and just even the menu didn't look good. I was like, this isn't what I expected.
I feel like you got to go to a Missouri, a Tennessee,
Maybe
one
one
of
day.
those. I feel like you got to go to the heart of where Cracker Barrel probably.
do.
One day I'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, because it starts with like if you go to like the rural ones, you got the sweet old ladies that work there. They take pride in their job. If you go to an area that's near any kind of urban area, that might be good for a lot of different other jobs. But for a Crackle Barrel, you're not gonna have the good old fashioned person who takes pride in working at Crackle Barrel like an old Betty or an old Linda or old Patsy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I completely get. It's kind of like Waffle House. Like I know I went to some Waffle Houses that was kind of like outside like traditional Southern areas, and they just didn't have the same vibe. Or it's just like, oh, this is not like a Waffle House I'm used to. So I could definitely see how you say you were in Sacramento or whatever, but I could see how that happened.
Yeah, the Sacramento's not meant to have. They're trying too hard. They're reaching. They shouldn't have a Cracker Barrel.
No.
Not at all.
No.
It's kind of like if you put an In-N-Out in Tennessee. It's not supposed to be over there.
Yeah.
So,
No. Yeah.
anyways, we won't take
Okay.
it.
So tell me.
What's up? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was like, since we're on the subject of food, I mean, let's go ahead and lay it down. Like, what's your favorite burger? I've never had In-N-Out. So, what's your favorite place to get a burger from?
That's it. In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out
Is like a hand.
Damn, I've never had it.
It's like a handcrafted a piece of art. Like they spent time on it, and they put the grilled onions on there. Everything's in there that needs to be in there.
And it tastes like real meat.
It is real meat.
But you know when you go to like McDonald's, like you don't know what you're eating. When you go to some of these places, you don't know what you're eating. Like
what do y'all feel about Five Guys? Because that's my favorite.
Never had Five Guys.
I really want to try that grilled cheese. How they they flip it. It's all over TikTok.
Man. I'm gonna tell you something. Five Guys.
Yeah.
So when you order a burger from there, it's like wrapped in tinfoil, and when you open that tinfoil, that fucking just inhale that fucking greasy smoke hotness. Get you some damn Five Guys.
Well, what do you order it? Like, how do you order it?
So just get the regular cheeseburgers, 2 patties, and I mean, of course, you pick whatever you want on there. So I'm a traditional man, lettuce, tomato. I gotta have raw onions, all that, and lettuce, tomato. I don't like bacon on my burgers. I figure the older I've gotten, I don't get bacon on my burgers anymore because I feel like the bacon flavor, that pork, it's too overwhelming. It takes the flavor away from the beef, personally, But you got to get their Cajun fries. They're really good.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So there's a Five Guys 8.2 miles away from us.
Yeah, it's in Riverbank.
Never had it.
It's in Riverbank.
Never had it.
It's right next to Crumble Cookie.
I might do it tomorrow.
Try that.
I might do it tomorrow. And I'm not getting bacon. I'm just going Five Guys burgers. I want it the way they make it so I can experience it the way they make it. Because they make it the way that they think it is the best. So I'll just
anytime I go to a restaurant, I do that too. But for some reason, I feel like at Five Guys, you might have to pick what you want on there for some reason, or maybe they have an all the way thing. I can't remember.
Yeah,
okay.
you kind of pick and choose what you want.
So let's say I pick and choose.
Yeah,
I'm getting no lettuce, no tomatoes, no pickles. Oh no, wait.
Okay,
I'm going pickles. I'll go pickles. I'll go dill pickles. And extra mayonnaise and nothing else. That's it.
Damn.
That's it.
Hey, that's probably going to be good as hell.
I go to the local VFW every Wednesday, and they make their burgers for, I think it's $6, and that's how I order it every single time. And the lady, she's such a sweetheart. She makes mac salad free for everybody during the lunchtime. So when you walk into the local VFW, you get some mac salad, you make your order, and that's how I'm making it every time. A cheeseburger, dill pickles, mayonnaise, nothing else.
Question. Now, the lady who was making this burger at the VFW, can you describe this lady, or is it she been working there a long time? Can you describe this person that makes this burger?
She has several cats in her house.
Okay.
She's a bigger lady, and she drinks beer.
Okay.
She's a beer lady.
See, that lady, if she would have been working at that damn Crackle Barrel you went to, that would have been you would have had the best damn meal of your life. But for a lady, people who usually work at like a Moose Lodge, or they do it, but it's usually like an older middle-aged lady who's kind of like, they're good at that stuff, and they take pride in it. And I bet she makes a hell of a burger.
And she probably makes good salad, too.
Well, she really only takes the order, and she makes the mac salad. The old guys in the back, they're the ones that make the burger. And I have to say...
See, even better.
I asked for no seasoning. And when I call no seasoning, their version of seasoning is just salt. Blah. They put extra salt on it. So I say... No seasoning, because there's already plenty of salt on the grill already. So there's plenty of salt already. Because last time, probably about 2 months ago, I couldn't take the salt anymore. It was just killing me. I couldn't eat it. Me and my wife were looking at each other like, they overdid it on the seasoning. So we went out and said, hey, next week, no more salt. They said, there's no salt on there. There's seasoning. Of course. Okay, next week, no seasoning. And that's what we did. No seasoning, came out perfect.
Seasoning salt.
Seasoning.
Oh, man.
So one of the coolest things is me and her dad are in 2 groups together. We're in the VFW together, and we're also in the Ripon Quarterback Club together. So there's a group of guys in the town. None of us ever were quarterbacks, but we like to drink beer. And so we get together. There's about 60 of us, and we raise money for the local youth sports, and we give them money. And so
All the kids, they give the money to the kids, so they have
I love
helmets and whatever they need.
So me and her dad have a close connection between those two groups. We have a great time together, and we have one thing in common: we like to drink beer.
Except he don't drink that Coors Light shit.
He drinks Bud Light. Yeah. He's not scared of
Man, that's awesome, man. I'm going back on what I was talking about earlier, like the sentimental stuff. I can't tell you how many Little League teams I've donated to. Anything to help kids out and stuff, I'm all for it, and charity and stuff. I've done quite a few charity events, since I've got this platform and stuff, and I hope to continue to do more stuff. So if there's anything with that quarterback club that I can help out in the future, let me know, man.
I'll tell you what you could do, which would be awesome. A signed picture of yourself, and we could auction it off. People would go nuts on it. I know it sounds crazy.
All right. Well, how about I do that and get like a little football and sign it or something.
That'd be cool too. But
whatever it is, man.
But I appreciate that. That's a really generous offer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Just let me know. After this, we'll just stay in touch. As soon as I have free time to give my energy to that, I would love to give my energy to helping out. So let me know.
Well,
So
I will find you.
that's creepy. Hey, how about this? Okay, this is gonna be a little weird.
That was a movie quote.
Yes.
You know what movie that's from, right?
Yeah.
The Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the Amy, the girl that likes Vince Vaughn.
Yes. I will find you.
Crab cakes and football.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Isla Fisher. Yeah, that was her name, not Anna. Amy Adams.
I'm glad you guys know where I'm at. Thank you.
It would have been creepy if we didn't know that.
It would have been creepy.
I will find you. Okay, so
I still would have laughed at it.
So before we let you go, because we're running kind of late, and I thank you for all your time.
No, dude, you're good, man. I'm in a hotel. I'm just chilling. I've already ate my chocolate ice cream. Damn it.
And my wings.
So before I let you go, and I hope I never get to this point where I do this, but if I name drop you at some point and I'm like, I know this guy.
I know, Cornbread Cowboi.
If you get a FaceTime from me like at 2:00 in the morning, just do a quick answer. Al.
Now,
hey, Big Al, I know you.
Well, I will say this: you have a California number, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Well, I'll make sure to answer it. Well, what city will it say or town?
It'll probably say Stockton
or Modesto.
Okay, all right. Stockton, California.
Stockton, California. It'll probably be it's a 209 area code. So
well, you're a lot of hours back there, man. So don't kid yourself. So basically, if it's 2:00 in the morning there, it's
like 4.
Oh, never mind. That makes it different. So if it's 2:00 in the morning there, it's like 6 a.m. here. Never mind.
Yeah, we're not up that late.
No, so it would be 2:00 in the morning for you because I usually I finish drinking beers in my garage probably around 11 o'clock, midnight, somewhere around there. So it would really be me
That's a good time.
It would really be me and like the other guy that comes over to my house and drinks beer with me in my garage. That would be it.
Dude, that sounds like a good time, man. Like, man, I just love that simpleness. Just sitting around. I could just sit around and listen to music and talk.
There's a lot of Morgan Wallen in the garage just drinking beers and smoking cigarettes.
Hey,
No.
he's got some good songs, man.
Somebody give me a cigarette.
And
I haven't had one in over a week. Oh, hell yeah.
No.
Sorry, I'm geeking out on Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
No, you're good, dude.
No,
I think my favorite song by him might be, what is it, More Than My Hometown?
Oh, yeah. How about Sand in My
like
Boots? The Way I Talk. The Way I Talk is a pretty good one, too.
That's a good one. He's got some good ones for sure.
We've spent plenty of nights though hanging out in the garage, just drinking and talking,
Sometimes
And just-
smoking.
and just talking though, and drinking and just having fun.
We might do that tonight.
I no,
Hell yeah.
No, she
I
says
got-
Oh,
she's
what
getting.
time is it there?
it's 8:22.
Damn, see, it's 11:22 here. Wow.
Oh wow. Well,
So I'm heading to Nashville, Tennessee tomorrow, and my friend, I'm actually doing a music video. So I've done already 2 music videos. So the songs haven't came out yet, but this summer there will be like 3 music videos that I'm being in. So
awesome.
I like to do that because the guys, not only do I support them and like their music, but helping upcoming artists, and it's cool. Like, I mean, I never thought in a million years somebody would ask me to be in their music video, so that's cool. But in Nashville, like I said, my friend Hannah Dasher, she's playing at the Grand Ole Opry, and I've never been there. So the first time I'm going there, I get to be backstage and see how all the production. So it's gonna be
That's
cool.
awesome.
That's gonna be rad.
Well, hey, Cornbread Cowboi, we'll let you go. Appreciate it. Thank you for
you.
coming on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
And
it.
if you're ever in California and wherever in your area, give us a holler. We'd love to have a couple beers in the garage with you.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
All right, y'all have a good night.
All right.
It was fun chatting with y'all. I enjoyed it.
Hey,
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
We'll see.
All right, y'all have a good one. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, that was awesome.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
We did it.
You did it. You freaking made that happen.
Can he hear us?
I don't know. I hope he can, because that was freaking awesome. All right. To all the men and women serving this beautiful country, we salute you. To all the first responders, 2-legged and or 4-legged, thank you for your service. Everyone have a nice long day. Keep your stick on the ice.
YuSkool out.